here today. It seems as though racism is very, very much palpable. What is your organization doing about kind of bringing people together?
We simply take the tack that bringing people together to have honest, in-depth conversations is the first step into resolving the conflicts we have. People from, we like to bring people together from lots of different backgrounds, particularly across class, across occupations, to help people understand the similarities and differences that they experience in their lives as a result of their race, ethnic heritage.
I heard today that we're not seem to be getting any closer. Are you guys doing anything to make that happen?
We hope so. It's hard to measure in some ways because there's a whole nation, so to speak, to track. But we have had very, very positive feedback from people who have said that they have been encouraged to dig more deeply into their own lives, to have conversations with lots of different kinds of people on the subject of race, not just race. That is not our primary focus, but we recognize that race is so insidious. It's difficult to talk about anything without there being some racialized version of the story. And so we don't have ways of really measuring how effective we are as an agency, but we're absolutely convinced that we are an important part of the challenge to get people to first acknowledge that race is a real issue within our community and then to overcome it.
The youth are talked about a lot.
Yeah.
Are you getting to their heads, their minds, their hearts?
Young people in certain ways today are easier to talk to because they're ignorant of the past. I am a university professor. I work with young people all the time, and it is a challenge for me to get them to, for one, just know the history of their own country well enough to have a contemporary conversation. So sometimes my students think that that slavery took place like 1,000 years ago. And I have to remind them that my own grandfather was an African slave, and they go, "What are you talking about?" And when I help them understand it, then it changes their whole purview to know that there are people who live today whose ancestors felt the rod, quite intimately.
Do you challenge them politically?
Absolutely.
Progress, any?
I think so. I think I can certainly say over the 22 or 3 years that I've taught in the college environment, I believe that I have changed minds. I definitely do believe that.
So what do you hope for?
I hope for people I guess at the end of the day, we want people to be sensitive and caring so that they don't impede the progress of other people, that we all need to progress, and you need to learn how not to impede another person's progress.
So you're saying then, like the Reverend has talked about the next 15 years is the best chance African Americans in Baltimore have to rising to a level of recognition. Do you share that?
I don't really know about that. I hadn't even given that much thought, thinking of a timeline.
Okay, but can you actually point to examples of where things are better, that somebody could say, "Oh yeah."
Here in the Baltimore area?
Yes.
Well, I'm not from Baltimore. I'm actually from California. I'm originally from Texas, grew up in California. So a lot of my kind of long-term knowledge comes from being based on the West Coast.
Okay.
But I've been here 18 years now, and in recent years, I guess I've begun to feel that people have had enough of some of the historical problems in Baltimore, and they're trying to make some headway, be that in improving neighborhoods, improving education, making for better infrastructure so people can just feel proud about where they live and where they work. I do see some signs of that.